Hello, good evening from me. Pop your name in the chat and welcome. Welcome. Yeah, we're on Saturday. So challenging to keep track of the days. That's for certain. They have some interesting updates in terms of what's going on energetically, and you're probably feeling it strongly in your body. It's still very dense and intense and transformative. So welcome. I looked up about the constellation of Aquarius just out of interest. So I wasn't aware, and maybe some of you aren't either, if you're an astrology newbie, as I am, that the constellation of Aquarius, while it's the water bearer or the water carrier, it's ironically in the air sign or in the air zodiac. Hello, Heather, welcome. Yeah, so it's here or been here from about the 20th of January and will be here until the 18th of February, which seems quite fitting, doesn't it? So the water bearer and air sign, has from our skies been filling up our world with water. But whilst to me, at least here, it seems orchestrated. I can see it from where I am. Hi, Donna Jean. I can see it being laden early in the morning, and I watch these things being laden, and I'm curious as to what happens with them. But they to me they look artificial. They look too even, too lineal, and then they move and spread. But the water that's been coming from them has felt like blessed rains. It's felt exceptionally clean and refreshing, and so that's this match with what Gaia is saying, is that this is rain to give us cleaning and clearing. All right. Hello, Tina. Hi, Billy. So let me find. I've ordered my notes. I've tried to be orderly. I sit down and I connect up and I write what comes, and then when I come on here, I try and find a relevant kind of title for it. But I don't know about you, but I feel increasingly excited and increasingly feeling like I'm on the edge of it, and that we're really in the waiting for the incremental change up or for something. I'm not exactly sure what the tipping point, but there's some, I actually meant to check in about that today, but I ended up checking in about other things. But it's as though there's some synchronistic little alignment that needs to happen. Anyway, these are my notes. Honestly, these are my notes from yesterday and today. So yesterday, Gaia said this is a good day for checking in on balance of your three holy selves: your masculine, your feminine, and your inner child or your holy child, and have a brief dialogue with each and ask, what do I need, or what do you need? So this is you speaking to your masculine, you speaking to your feminine, and you speaking to your inner child. What do you need to come into greater balance in these higher energies? So, hello, Jackie. So I'll share my personal answers. So my child's self said, greater sustenance from more playfulness. And I thought, fair call. I have, been doing a lot of work. And my feminine said, that she requires more self-nurturing. And I thought, well, you know, that's a line up as well. And my masculine self said that he required greater acknowledgement from self. And so I thought those were fitting. Yours will be different, but I encourage you and, lay down that as a bit of a challenge for you to ask each of yourselves what they need to come into greater balance, because we've moved into this whole higher, more evolved, greater frequency, higher consciousness level, where we are what's the word? We are experiencing this greater light body activation. So transformation is being experienced. So this also was yesterday, through both ice and fire at the moment. So I'm interested to hear, have you been having any of those experiences where you're feeling very hot one moment and then very cold the next in the body? And I also get that passion is building. And it is, honestly, sometimes Gaia is, Spirit, I just find Spirit quite funny. I find that God has this hilarious sense of humor, and Spirit often does. And so Gaia said, yes, he was kind of jumping up and down about that. And it's passion about life and love and nature and our future. So if you are, looking for some up-leveling of self or some encouragement to your inner being, and then check into that, look into that, what is it? How can I be more passionate about nature, about the world, about myself, about love, about life? So Gaia is saying that this will rip across the planet in huge waves of change, and we will witness the emergence of passion projects fueling change in all sectors. So I thought that was an interesting comment, that as the passion rises, people will be aligning to their higher heart and tuning in and connecting into what their divine purpose is, and that this passion will fuel the projects that obviously align to that. And also these multi-dimensional waves coming over the planet yesterday. Well, yesterday for me, might be today for you, depending on where you are, and I never get really caught up with, is it my day or your day? But it was my yesterday. It was the third yesterday. Yeah. Excuse me. It was the 3rd of February yesterday, and today is the 4th here at 6 p.m. I started this call. So multi-directional waves were coming across the planet today. I felt a lot of movement in the waves that I sensed, and I definitely felt a really big one come through at 3:30, one of those ones that was like, whoa! I felt it wash over me. I was like, oh, I might just sit down for this one. And what Gaia showed me was that this was creating a vibratory increase in the crust of the earth. And it was connecting into the nodal points that will take on a greater influence, and you might feel those, she said, in your own body, in the kind of harder, closer to the surface components of the body, like the elbows and the ankles. Yep. And as we become, so this is still notes from yesterday. As we become more crystalline in our structure, we become more adept at both receiving and reading frequencies and harmonics. And this will be a considerable area of growth for people in our world, this ability to read and discern frequency waves. And many of you will be able to do that already. And it's going to be exciting and interesting for us to witness other people around us doing this in their awakening, having these interesting responses to being able to read what's going on and how they perceive that. So those who are adept at this, which of course will be many of you, will lead and guide and teach the rest. How do we do that? I also jotted in here because I have heard a couple of murmurs of these things again, and I thought I'll just re-mention them so that you can reassure people. This mention about nuclear, it's never going to happen. We're never going to have a nuclear explosion, a nuclear disaster. It is just fear-mongering. We will never have it. It will never be allowed. The galactics won't allow it. It crosses over, it goes again, a galactic code of ethics or code of rules of behavior, and it won't be allowed to happen because, excuse me, because it will bring about destruction throughout the universe. And so it's not, if that happened here, and we know that there's been some kind of minor disturbances of that, but it's shut down immediately, it's intervened, or interfered with, because if the rippling effect of that is destructive across the omniverse, and so it's a big no, this is not happening. And then the other thing is that it's all about fear mongering. And so still we are on the edges of receiving that, or witnessing and observing that there are still beings in our world that are having this attempt at raising, creating and moving fear around. So remember, the beautiful acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real, and it's been a clever and frequently used frequency and kind of strategy to keep us in lower dimensional frequency and density. And this is what they being whoever, have done to keep us small, to keep us in worry, to keep us in concern. So if you think about, I always used to use this with my students. I used to say, if you were a starving person who was homeless on the streets, do you think that you would be concerned about the bigger, loftier ideals of humanity and where the planet goes? Probably not. The immediacy of survival, it comes to the fore. And so all of this, to me, that's the kind of bottom line of it. So these strategies to keep us in fear, it's to make us keep our noses out of higher consciousness, really. Oh, yeah. So I asked Gaia today, I've been meaning to for ages. I said to her, what about this belly that I have at the moment? Because I'm a bit annoyed about it. I'm a bit fed up with it. I go to the gym, I eat sensibly, and sorry, bringing you an emergency alert from Beachweave's Alexa. So they're programmed in, aren't they? That World War III starts November the 23rd, 2023. I don't think we'll be here for that, hey? At 6:05. It's hilarious. Alexa is hilarious when you ask those big questions. It's hilarious that It has these answers built in that no doubt are somebody's dialogue. Anyway, I said to Gaia about my belly, and so this is what she told me, and this will apply to some of you. She said, we, the team working with you, have created a bit of extra belly fat retention as it allows you to be more easily grounded and connected. We promise that is temporary. It enables you to do your job more smoothly, to be a better conduit, and for energy flow and reception. So I don't know when that's going to disappear, but I'm pretty pleased to hear about that. Many light workers now are becoming both highly effective and efficient and being great conduits of this higher cosmic energy. Remind them to breathe it down the body, through the feet, into the ground, and then breathe the codes up from the crystalline earth star chakra into the tailbone and up the spine. So that's just another, I'm always being given these new and different ways to breathe. So that's the, so you might like to do this now, to breathe in and breathe it down your body, through the feet, into the ground. So you can do that as an in-breath and an out-breath. And then breathe the codes up. So the crystalline earth star chakra, the way that I see it and perceive it is it sits underneath the earth star chakra, and the top of the crystalline earth star chakra is about 60 millimeters under your feet. So then you're going to breathe up from there. So breathe up from the crystalline earth star chakra, breathe it into the tailbone, and then breathe it up through your spine. So there's more information that I forgot to say about that sort of lotus shape on the back of the spine that Carolyn pointed out to me, answered my question, and then it took me a few moments to go ding, 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 ding. Oh yeah, that's the answer. So we have our sacred flame, our divine flame, our essence of creation that sits as a sacred flame in our higher heart, and it sits in front of the spine. And so the higher heart, is up here, and then this lotus. So often it shows up, but it doesn't always show up like this when I am visually tuning into people, but it often shows up that the flame is sitting inside a lotus flower. And then the seal on the back that relates to the higher heart is like a cross section of the lotus bulb. So it's round and it has holes in it, and it's a sacred seal or a seal. And what Gaia showed me is that it's been half open, so the seal's broken, it's been half opened, and that enables those who are ready to access their past lives. If we're thinking about this in this sort of lineal way, it's the easiest way to speak about looking into the Akash, past, present, future. So this is for, let me find these notes. Yeah. So it's been half opened so that you may become more used to this flow of information and access to your past lives here on the earth. So that's your parallel lives. I think we can get caught up in that. Don't get caught up in that. But other lives, you could say it that way, other lives that you've had here on the earth that will give you access to that flow of information is what I've been showing. And this comes coupled with, in this month, this greater visionary openings that are coming for people. And I liked how Guy said it's a neat little package of expansion. So we're coming into these higher psychic powers with this clairvoyance being a strong one, coupled with access to the Akashic records and to lifetimes in the past here, and greater levels of awakening in the collective. So be aware of that. Be observant about the people around you. From where I sit, we're into common ground now. Lots of people are having their awakening. Lots of people are starting to either have feelings in their body that are new, or they're starting to have dreams that give them information. I'm hearing stories about people who have had these instantaneous awakenings, and they are all knowing, and they have all sorts of information that they want to cross-check. And so you might find that a lot of that happens. So who are you? Well, you are a human being, sentient being on the earth, a spiritual being in a human flesh body, a divine fractal of God, of godly sacred essence of the Creator. You're here to work with Gaia, the goddess consciousness of the earth, here in her maiden form, present to enjoy, to be in joy as well on this planet, and present for human ascension, and here to play a role in that by holding the frequency so that all can move, and as a planet, the syncing up the micro and the macro into a fifth dimensional frequency and level for humanity and planet. And you are here shifting your carbon-based cellular body into your crystalline silica body, becoming a higher version of yourself once again. And so that is your work, to come into balance, to come into your higher alignment, to be moving into mastery, to focus on raising your level of consciousness, to attend to any wounding that you have not already attended to, or any childhood trauma, to look at all of this through each of your aspects of your feminine, masculine, and child, to let go of all of the old, of anything that doesn't serve you, that isn't currently serving you in your life now. And for the new earth. And I found this quote today. I actually think there's a lot of fabulous quotes from Albert Einstein, and there's this one. I must be willing to give up what I am in order to become what I will be. And this is really our work. So we have to give up all that we are, let it be in the past, let us evaluate ourselves anew, and just be in this letting it go if it doesn't serve us now. And you can do that in a very deep way. So you can hand that over to your higher self, hand that over to the divine. You don't have to process it in a three-dimensional way. And be still and know that this is so. Much love to you. So I have some information about the divine counterparts, and I also have some information about a little blending of government and education, but I'll do those in separate videos. Let me see what else is here. Yeah, so it's so interesting, Beachweave. What else can you? What else could you ask Alexa about that date? Could you ask Alexa how it knows? Yes. So has anyone who's here got any questions before I go? Or if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I just invite you to do that. Thank you. Okay, so we're in this lead up, and I don't know the timing of it. Will I? I don't know. But it is. So what happens for me is I think, right, I'm going to. So today I did. Yeah, today I thought, oh, I'll ask that. I'll ask what is the timing of all of this, and then I drop in. I drop in, and all of a sudden I've finished that, and then I come here and I think, oh, I didn't actually ask that question. So it's like when I get into that space, I don't get to always ask or find answers to the questions. I am given the information that comes through. Oh, yeah, I can understand that. Beachweed saying she unplugged her Alexa years ago. Yeah, it's just a spy machine, really, isn't it? Okay, so much love to you, and see you again soon. Thank you for joining me. I really appreciate you.